Hey everybody, it's Anita with Better Love Movement. And so today I want to talk to you a little bit about scarcity mindset and abundance mindset and how this applies to dating and relationships. So a lot of women believe that they have bought into this lie, right? That there are a limited number of really good men out there. They have bought this lie hook, line, and sinker. And certain cities, certain areas of the country, women are being told that there are like 8 women to every 1 man. And I've done research on this. That is not true. Or that if you took away all of the men who were incarcerated, who were homosexual, who are unemployed, who are short, or whatever their undesirable trait is, like if you took all of those men out, that there is this limited number of men for them to choose from. So the pool is very small in which for them to choose from. And what I want to talk with you a little bit about today is it's a possibility that your scarcity mindset, your limited mindset, is what is keeping you from a very large pool of available men. And I was guilty of this myself. So I have all these incredibly high expectations. And you like what you like. I'm not asking you to not like what you like, but I'm also asking you to consider other things that you might like, that maybe you don't know you like, but you might. So for instance, statistically, if I wanted a man who was 6'3", made $200,000 a year or more, didn't have any children, had never been married, was straight, was physically fit, worked out 5 days a week, and was well groomed and well dressed and had beautiful teeth and all the other things, right, that I'm looking for, was kind, was chivalrous, and just, God-fearing, all the other wonderful qualities that I'm looking for. So yes, statistically speaking, that will, to some extent, cut down on the amount of men that would fit that protocol, right? That's just what it is. And the more specific you are about who you're looking for, the smaller that pool becomes. And what I want to suggest to you today is that this is going to be really hard. Sometimes I give this assignment to some of my coaching clients, some of my therapy clients, and I say, I'm going to give you a list of qualities, and there's usually like 50. There's like 50 on this sheet of paper, and I want you to pick 10, and then I want you to whittle that down to 6, and then I want you to whittle that down to 3. And they always struggle with this assignment. This is a tough assignment because think about it. You want a lot of stuff and you're expected to whittle this list down to 3 things. Like, that's it. But in the grand scheme of things, it really doesn't take as much as you think to make you happy, to make you feel fulfilled, to feel loved, to feel special, to feel cherished. It really doesn't take all that. And so that's why I give this assignment. 10 things, down to 6, down to 3. It really doesn't take 50 qualities or 50 things that you need in a partner. Most people are not getting, if they wrote down 50 things that they wanted in a partner, most people are not getting 10 or 15 or 20. So this exercise is to open you up, so you can finally experience the abundance of men that are out there like I see every day. I see hundreds of men every day. I see men in outside of my house. I see men outside of my office building. I see men in the grocery store. I see men in Lowe's and Home Depot. I see men at the post office. I see men in my Facebook, friend requests. I see men on Messenger. I see men in my Instagram DMs. I mean, they are everywhere. They're everywhere. And so I say all this to say that it's the scarcity mindset that could be keeping you from finding or positioning yourself to be found by the guy who could really make you happy. And so I'm seeing this a lot in a lot of my female clients where they have this incredibly long list of qualities, and I mean, statistically, most men are not going to meet all of those qualities. So I just want to open you up to the idea that, the world is a very abundant place, and there are like billions of people on the planet. There is a strong possibility that the man that is a good fit for you, he may not live in your city, he may not live in your state, he may not live in your continent or country. There's a strong possibility. So if you like traveling, but I just want to open you up to the men that are where you are now. And by taking the blinders off of your eyes and just opening you up to who might be right where you are right now, but because you've whittled down, you have this list that is just whittled down who the man is that can really make you happy, what he looks like, what he does, what he makes, how tall he is, and all of that, instead of focusing on feelings, how this man makes you feel. That's really the most important thing, is I want you to focus more on how this person makes you feel. So when you're thinking about this list, you're not thinking about these arbitrary traits. You're really focusing on how you want to feel in your relationship. How do you want to feel with your partner? That's really the most important thing. And when you focus on that, your mindset, it's abundant. There are men everywhere. Your eyes are going to be open to all types of men everywhere. Like, that is just my normal, natural state of being. And I don't understand when women say, there's really no men around, there's no good men around. There are lots of men around. And I want you to focus more so on how you want to feel with a man than all these other characteristics or traits. So if you could take a list of all the qualities and boil it down to 10, then 6, then 3, and maybe focus just on those 3, watch what happens. Watch the blinders come off of your eyes. And you're going to start to attract men that have those 3 qualities. And those 3 qualities are going to make you feel some kind of way. That's what I want you to focus on. How do those qualities make you feel? That's really the most important part. So the scarcity mindset, it shoots a lot of women in the foot. And I am seeing it more and more. Women who believe there are just the available pool of men to choose from is so small, so minute. And so, they believe this, and they don't see good, healthy men. They don't see them, and these men don't see them either. So this is an exercise to get you to just open up your mind to a more abundant state so that you can see these men, and so these men can see you. And be open and receptive. That is the feminine way, remember. And so going out on dates, or letting a man buy you coffee or open the door for you, it's nothing. It's nothing until it's something. That's what I always say. But I want you to be open and see if you can take the list, because a lot of women have that list, boil that list down to 10 qualities, then boil that down to 6, then boil that down to 3. 3 things. And that's what I want you to focus on. Just think about those 3 things and how good those things would make you feel. And that's it. That's all you're doing. But it is taking off these blinders that a lot of women have on, that they can't see the available men that are probably right in front of them. So, for instance, if you're 40 and in your mind, a man who's 35, is just a no-no. That's 5 years younger and you would not do it. But is it a possibility that there is a wonderful man that, works in your building who's 35 and he's mature 35 and is at a good age where he's ready to marry and settle down and have a family? Is it a possibility? You've got to be able to stretch a little and take those blinders off and just focus on how this person makes you feel. That's the most important piece. But we all have our stuff. I mean, I got my stuff. I was challenged maybe about 10 or 12 years ago. I was challenged to date a man who was officially not my type because I had a type. And I was challenged to do just that. And I wound up in a relationship with a wonderful man that was amazing. And he was completely not my type. I was surprised as anybody when I fell for him because he was not the typical guy that I would date. And that experience, dating him and being with him for that time, it helped open me up. It helped me to understand that it's not so much about what he looks like, how much money he has, what he drives, and all this other stuff. It's how this person makes us feel. That's the most important piece. And it's not to say that I don't want you to have someone that you're attracted to. It's not to say I don't want you to have someone who has a wonderful career, who makes great money. I'm not saying that. I want you to have all of that. I believe that is the bonus that's going to happen when you focus on the feelings, when you focus on how you want this person to make you feel. So trust that. Trust that I want to feel cherished. I want to feel like a priority to this person. I want to feel secure and protected and loved very deeply, deeply understood, or whatever your thing is. Really focus on that and watch what happens. But this scarcity mindset, I believe that if we fall down that rabbit hole, we won't see any good men. We won't see any available men, and there are lots of them. So try this. Tell me how it works out, and remember to stay open to love.